I'm thinking no chance. Hey, I'm not going out in here.
Let's go. Go on then. Come on, boys.
And a wall of water falling from the heavens over Wembley greets the two sides. Walking out together with the same dream, both knowing that by the time they finish here, one will be soaring skywards towards the Premier League. The other will be feeling like their world is in ruins. Every year, Don, the chasm between success and failure in this game swells. It's nothing short of a monster of a match, really. There's no other day in sport quite like it.
Well, with that 120 million estimated prize pot for reaching the Premier League comes pressure. And there's no doubt about it, pressure affects players on big occasions. And both managers will be mindful. They've tried to keep their players calm and they want them to go about the day as normally as possible, but it may be difficult.
How do you keep calm in an atmosphere like this? Both sides selling the best part of 40,000 tickets to their supporters. Here come the presentation party. Richard Flint, the managing director of the Football League sponsors Sky Bet. Greg Clark, the chairman of the Football League and the representative for Prostate Cancer UK, which is the representative charity of the Football League, Brian Kilgallen. Well, you look down the line and one of these players, whether it be the Queen's Park Rangers experience or the comparative Derby lack of it, no, it'll be their day. Will it be their Windass moment, their Stephen Pearson moment, which of course took Derby up the last time they were here, back in 2007. Queen's Park Rangers, well, they need a hero. They haven't had a Wembley goal since Terry Fenwick scored here in the cup final against Spurs in 1982. Well, everyone you speak to about this one, Don, will have a different opinion. Will it be the footballing flair of Derby that will prevail, or perhaps the more pragmatic approach of the club where Steve McLaren started the season, Queen's Park Rangers?
Well, it's a very, very hard question to answer. The one thing I do think Queen's Park Rangers must do is they have to try and stifle the free-flowing football that Derby County have produced on a very, very regular basis this season. He will know that. He'll know that his team can't afford to go gung-ho, leave spaces in behind for the pace and the mobility that we've spoke about that Derby possess. He will just be hoping that his team can let Derby County pass that ball out. Full court press almost, if you like, to force Lee Grant to kick the ball.
Austin is shaken off Thorne and takes it early.
Well, sometimes the best strikers have just got blinkers on when it comes to getting themselves an opportunity to strike at goal, and Charlie Austin falls into that category. We've seen him smack them in from there more than once. Lots of swerve on the ball. It's always right.
Ward with the corner. Dunn got it out. Back in by Ward again. A header there at the far post. Couldn't be manoeuvred back in the goalward direction by Craig Forsyth.
It's a decent situation. He just hangs out the back post. I'm not sure Clint Hill is aware that he's there. It's a poor header, really. There's no reason why Craig Forsyth isn't heading that back into a dangerous area for his teammates to capitalise on. He could be a very useful man to bring on to make the difference.
No doubt about it, Derby growing into it. O'Neill got there ahead of Hughes. This is Cranchar. He's been mugged on the halfway line. And that's come off Dunn and away for a corner.
There's no doubt about it, it was travelling. And there does just seem to be a bit more life, doesn't there, and a bit more energy about Derby County, which is why they've had such an amazing season. They break the play up there and they spring in numbers. Thorne's on the outside, but Jamie Ward only got one thing in mind, that's to strike. Does strike Richard Dunn on the arm, but down by the side.
opportunity forward here from the Rams. Ward will take. Really good delivery as well, and Green reacted superbly. Otherwise, we would have had the opener.
Well, that's the one, isn't it? That's that in-swinging free kick that if it misses everything, it might go in. And if Robert Green isn't fully concentrated, his team go a goal down there. That is wonderful goalkeeping. So many goalkeepers go for the little flick and try and anticipate, and the ball ends up in the net, and you can see what they thought.
Hughes. Hold on, it's ebbed one way and another this first half. Queen's Park Rangers controlled the opening stages of it, and Derby had their spell.
This is more like the Derby I've been used to seeing, I have to say. Much more controlled possession. This is dangerous.
Clint Hill's done really well, and he's found Traore, who's leading the Queen's Park Rangers charge here. Armand Traore, the substitute, seemed to get a bit of a nosebleed as he got into the penalty area.
Well, Clint Hill does well and gives it to Armand Traore, and this is who Harry Redknapp would want on the ball. Possibly, arguably, the quickest player that Queen's Park Rangers have. So why is he not then running at Richard Keogh, knocking the ball past him and trying to make something happen? He must be doing much, much better than that.
Wembley is crackling just now. Charlie Austin. Buxton anticipated well. This is Doyle. Now Traore. Now Austin! Just wide.
That's the moment. That was the moment that he's been waiting for, and you would put your house on him, wouldn't you, to hit the target, at least. Watch him, he gets floored there by Buxton, but he gets himself into an area where he can score a goal and get the shot. It's pulled back to him, and it's agonisingly close. He just doesn't get the kind of crisp contact or the direction that he's looking for, and that is the biggest chance of this playoff final so far.
He talked in the build-up to the match to Patrick Davidson about unfinished business here at Wembley. He very nearly had a chance to finish it there. There's the change made. Doyle off, Zamora on. No surprise with that. That's 2 of the 3 substitutions used now by Harry Redknapp and Queen's Park Rangers.
It's interesting, and it just shows you how delicately poised we are, doesn't it? Because it has been Derby County that asked the more questions in this second half, albeit lots and lots of corners racking up and stacking up without attempts at Rob Green's goal. But in a flash, the game could have been turned on its head there.
Business run from O'Neill. Has he shown too much to Barton? Yes, he has. Boylett lost his footing, but he hasn't lost the ball. He's got Simpson overlapping. Austin!
Again, I think he just tries to hit this too hard. That's the only mistake here. Jamie Ward overruns the ball, and he comes off hurt there in that collision. Boylett eventually feeds the ball into a dangerous area. It finds its way to Charlie Austin. He's trying to wrap his foot around it, but he's under pressure and he's leaning back.
Well, of the last 8 goals that Queen's Park Rangers have scored since his return from that shoulder injury, he's scored 5 of them. There was enough time before the end of the season to get him back fit and firing again. In the space of as many minutes, he had 2 chances, which is more than he'd had previously. Oh, chance here for Russell, in behind, brought down. Now that may well be big trouble here for Gary O'Neill. It's outside the box, so no question of a penalty. But did Lee Mason see him as the last man?
No. I think there was some cover, you know, and I think that's why Gary O'Neill, who's walking over there, I think that's why Lee Mason hasn't given a straight red immediately, because there is a little bit of cover within the vicinity. There's no doubt about that the trigger was about to be pulled, but does that make it a clear and obvious goal-scoring opportunity? We're about to find out.
Red card in the playoff final for Gary O'Neill.
Big call, big call. brilliantly, don't they? Russell, little nutmeg there, and Gary O'Neill brings him down. I think it's Clint Hill coming from the side, but he's too far behind. I mean, it's cynical in the extreme. You see Clint Hill there arriving on the scene, but he's a bit late, and I don't think there's any doubt Johnny Russell would have been clean through one-on-one with Rob Green, and it's a good decision in the end from the officials.
O'Neill. That's what I asked for, mate.
Oh, wonderful running behind here. And a save from Rob Green. So nearly the perfect impact.
And running in behind Bryson. Works the half a yard, gets a powerful shot, but Rob Green not going to be beaten at that near post.
And that's what he does, Craig Bryson. Those unexpected surges. Towards corner. Traore's clearance. Bryson there ahead of Barton. Martin!
Well, it's a corner. Can only presume that Rob Green has saved this. It was flying. Disciplined enough to keep Queen's Park Rangers out the other end.
Forsyth. Bryson looks for the return, gets it. Barton couldn't stop him. Dawkins! Another save from Green, it's Ward! I think that's come off Chris Martin and gone behind.
It has come off Chris Martin. I wonder whether that's the first sign that it might not be Derby County's day. Brilliant football again. That's a wonderful touch from Bryson. He goes, gets the return from Dawkins, plays him in. That's a good save from Rob Green, but then that strike from Jamie Ward hits Chris Martin and goes harmlessly away. Looked as if it may have been on target.
Deep against Derby to keep their season alive, keep their dream alive of an immediate return to the Barclays Premier League. Martin has it back.
Well, he didn't hit the target, but that's just how easy it would be for Derby County to switch off. Miscontrol by Bryson. Martin takes advantage.
20th of the 90s, Zamora for Queen's Park Rangers.
That's where he just needs a runner, doesn't he? He needs Armand Traore or Junior Hoylett to give him an option. Those fans, though, seeing their team slowly but surely get further up the pitch and just starting to believe a little bit.
Well, Hoylett's got the better of Buxton. Puts it into an area. Keogh! Zamora! Unbelievable! From the very brink of elimination, Bobby Zamora has surely scored another playoff winner.
Well, can you believe it? They can't. They are going to be heartbroken unless their team can find something very, very quickly. But we said Queen's Park Rangers got themselves up the pitch. And from there, it's just a throw-in. Junior Hoylett battles and scraps, and he wants it, doesn't he? And he wins it, and then he just puts it into a dangerous area. And that is the heartbreaking moment from Derby County skipper Richard Keogh. Doesn't clear the ball, straight to Bobby Zamora, and that is an emphatic finish. It's a wonderful strike, first shot on target, and it's the big one. It's the one that counts.
Ago in Cardiff, he scored the goal that took West Ham back to the Premier League.
Oh my God.
Change. Patrick Bamford comes on to try to save the day for Derby.
Well, they can't afford to be subtle now. They've just got to get the ball in there, Derby. But not like that.
The confirmation of that change, Jamie Ward was the one who made way for Patrick Bamford. Absolutely extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary.
Every year they throw up these stories, don't they? These playoffs, they are dramatic, they are tense, but they give you drama of the highest order. They give you deflation of the highest order as well.
Well, the only question for most of the second half for the Derby fans was when, not if. One-way traffic, almost from start to the finish of the second half, even before Gary O'Neill was sent off. Now they find their whole season sliding away.
You go back to that decision that Gary O'Neill made. It's looking pretty good now, isn't it? 30 seconds that will go very quickly, I'm sure, for Derby County.
Well, Harry Redknapp nearly broke into unrestrained celebration on that Bobby Zamora goal. He quickly put a lid back on it. And in 30 seconds or so time, the roof is going to come off here at Wembley.
You wondered,
half of it anyway, Don.
Yeah, you wondered. Shots hitting your own players, goalkeeper playing well, not finding the right quality of cross, the right quality of finish. You wondered whether it wasn't going to be your day.
Martin's in there, Nua's back there, Bamford goes for the overhead. Barton was the man to throw himself at it. Derby corner.
Yeah, last chance saloon. Lee Grant will go forward, the goalkeeper. They've just got to go for it.
Well, this is it. This is everything, absolutely everything for Derby County. Perhaps a little bit more than that for Queen's Park Rangers and their 10 men. It's loose. Keogh, chance for redemption for him, but he's hooked it away for a throw.
Heartbreaking. You wonder whether it was going to be a moment of magic, a mistake, a set piece. It usually is one of those things. These games are usually tight. This has been no exception. You're going to feel sorry for Richard Keogh and Derby County.
And the 5th minute of added time, that is that. Bobby Zamora has done it for Queen's Park Rangers. Bouncing back to the Barclays Premier League. It is hooped heaven at Wembley. The unlikely win to take them back to the big time. He's been called Harry Houdini in the past, but how on earth has he and Queen's Park Rangers pulled this one off? The old stager Bobby Zamora with the goal right at the death to leave Derby County in a heap, to dash their dreams, but to mean that it is Queen's Park Rangers who head back with the most dramatic of late Wembley twists.
Well, first of all, commiserations to Derby County. The players, their fans, it is heartbreaking, but Bobby Zamora, £120 million goal. And I'll tell you something, he's going to be the one that gets the headlines, but for me, Richard Dunn, Nedum Manua, that defence, the defending, they were under siege, and they all stood up, and they were all counted, and they were all manful, and they were all up for it in a season where you rightly say some of them have been accused of not being up for the fight. Well, they were, and they have taken the biggest prize, the very biggest prize.
Promotion to the Premier League goes to QPR.
Looks like it.
That's in there. 2 more years! 2 more! I'm joking, we're not.